Mute.
Well, where's going?
Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
Here.
You mind telling us what we're fighting?
Angels. Until last night, I was one of them.
Are you here to protect us?
No, not you. Her.
Why me?
Because your child is the only hope humanity has of surviving.
Legion.
It'll all be over soon.
Rated R. January 22nd.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
All right. Are you there? Are you there?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
I'm trying to see if I can zoom my camera out a bit because I feel like I'm awfully close. Bear with me. Say, welcome everyone to Moviesucktastic, the podcast that proves that taste is everything.
Tasty.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
Oh, okay, that's that. Oh. I feel like you need to get a better shot of my sweater vest. That's why I'm zooming back a bit here. I feel it's a waste if I'm wearing a sweater vest and no one can see it.
Is that
So
I'm rocking the Vestron video shirt today. There it is. Look at that.
that's right. That's right, baby.
One sexy bastard.
Oh, you know it. Welcome to Moviesucktastic episode
285.
Thank you, sir. Joey's the numbers guy. I'm the pointless opinion guy. And I just want to premise going forward. Preface. Thank you. I want to preface
You're
going
welcome.
forward that I had a cold this week, and as of tonight, I'm currently, since I've got home from work, I'm one shot of NyQuil, 2 beers, 1.5 gins,
Beer?
and 1 Xanax into it.
Since when did you start drinking beer?
I'm in Texas now. I'm trying to get the
Lay of the land?
yeah.
Well, I mean, you would have
And
to.
I have a third one, a Goose Oktoberfest, waiting in the wings as
so
a chaser.
are you going for microbrew stuff?
I'm trying different flavors. I mean, the big one down here is I forget. There's a big one down here.
It's a big one.
There's like a big brand down here that everybody drinks. Shiner Bock. Yeah. No, But
just name it after a domestic act.
Where'd
you get that Shiner?
Oh yeah. Well, maybe that's where it came from. Maybe that's why they called it a Shiner. I have
Shiner?
I have no problem believing that spousal abuse started in Texas. I mean, I love the state,
there.
but I would not argue against that. Not at all.
Invented there.
No, but I've got this. I'm trying to holiday beers now.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
And I actually, it's November 9th, 8th, and I was barbecuing steaks for dinner tonight.
Wow.
And I figured if I'm barbecuing next to my pool, I have to be drinking beer. So that was that thing.
Sure. It's got to be cold, too. I'm not into warm beer, or even if it's cold, but not like really cold. I need ice cold. That's what I need.
Well, it was in the fridge. I don't know where
Well,
might get a warm beer.
I'm just saying, I'm not a fan of lukewarm or warm beer. I just
Who is?
England.
Oh, but yeah, right. Well, that's the whole different ballpark.
Yeah.
It's not even a ballpark. It's a cricket field. But I feel deceptively sober. So let's move on.
Let's do it. So
After you, sir.
This is the film we're reviewing this week is Legion from 2010, or as I used to call it, Legion.
Wow.
Every once in a while, it would come out Legion. I'm like, no.
And that's without having seen it.
Yeah. And it's Scott's challenge to me.
Correct. Now, I followed up based on the actor
Charles S. Dutton.
Right. He was in our last film, which was
Mimic.
And I try not to do the actor route, but I was like, you know what? This has been sitting on my hard drive for like 18 years now. It's time we watch this.
And then here's the thing too.
8 or 18.
It's
How old is this?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. It feels longer.
18.
Everything. I have no concept of time. I apologize.
Obviously. But
that's mean.
It's not mean. It's just the truth.
It's in the inside.
But looking back because mine is an actor challenge too, but it's not a direct actor challenge. It's a likeness challenge.
Is this like my problem with confusing Ben Gazzara with Robert Loggia?
Yeah, similar. So my challenge comes from one of the actors made me think of a different actor.
I was thinking too that could be a whole game show. Gazzara or Loggia, and for you just name a film and you have to guess whether it's Loggia or Gazzara.
But I don't know if Ben Gazzara has made enough movies for that game to work.
Are you shitting me, Ben Gazzara?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's made enough films.
I don't know.
But TV shows count too. In the game show, TV shows count as well.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I think Gazzara's made a lot less movies than Loggia.
Have their fair share of TV shows, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there. So,
by the way, quick question for you before we start the show. What's this film Overlord?
There's a movie called Overlord? Oh. Okay.
You don't know either because we were at Fuzzy's, our new favorite shop.
I've heard of it and I immediately forgot about it. But that's as far as I'll go with it.
Well, all I know is we were at this taco shop on Wednesday night, and they always have sports playing on the TV, so I ignore them. But I glanced up, and I caught what I thought was like a Saw sequel.
Oh.
And then it is an Overlord, J.J. Abrams. It's like, oh, I haven't heard of that. So I have no idea what it is. Now it's all over the IMDb page because it's opening this weekend. Yeah. So I thought you might have heard something about it.
I did hear something about it. I completely just saw it, and it just ignored it.
You know what? I'm to the point I don't even care what's coming out anymore. I'm like, I occasionally I'll hear like, oh yeah, Suspiria remake. Great, I'll catch it on the rebound. I'm still trying to catch up on shit from the 70s. There's too much. I really, it's. I think I hit that age where I realize how much stuff I haven't seen from the past that the present doesn't really concern me anymore.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. There's very few films that'll come out and be like, shit, I wish I saw that in a theater. I'm like annoyed that I missed it.
I'm the same way with books now too. I'm like I get these things in my emails. Do you want to keep abreast of the current, top 10 books from this year? So who gives a shit? I'm still trying to catch up on shit from the 70s. I haven't even read like the exploitation, the like the hard-boiled gangster stuff from the 60s. I like,
Right.
I haven't even put a dent in that. You want me to read modern fiction? Come on, I'm a busy guy. Fuck this new shit.
Fuck it.
But so, and that's why we're doing a film from 8 years ago.
That's right.
Well,
we have no boundaries when it comes to what a movie, how long ago a movie came out.
But I occasionally we have to do a film that's like recent.
Sure. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, by the way, again, I'm going to plug this podcast.
One of my 3 challenges. I came up with 3 movies tonight. One of them is pretty new. Yeah, well, I was
already talking, but please go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
All I was going to say is I keep plugging this podcast to our detriment, probably, but but Dead Meat, they do the kill count, and occasionally he does I can tell when I watch his show, it's like, oh yeah, he's planning this. Like he does all the Halloween films leading up to the new Halloween movie. And then he does like others, like, oh, the Suspiria remake's coming out. Let me do the original. And then I look at us like, yeah, we're all over the fucking place.
We're everywhere.
Or maybe that's our charm. I don't know.
I don't think we have any charm.
Guess what? JJJ, whatever his name is, Dead Meat is doing. He just started doing Evil Dead.
Original or remake?
Well, he started with the original. I think he's doing all. I
heard that the sequel for both. And this probably has to do with the actress Jane Lynch, who's in both. Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe sequel has been announced, and Evil Dead sequel has been announced.
Okay, Evil Dead sequel, cool, because I want to see the remake of Evil Dead 2. But Don't Breathe, did that really need a sequel?
Made a shit ton of money.
It was a great film. Don't get me wrong.
Well, the ending opened up for a sequel.
It did, but it didn't. I mean, like I feel like the ending was just kind of like it's supposed to be like that kind of ending, like, ooh, it's not resolved, or is it? Right. But do we really? I mean, it was so good. It's like doing a sequel to The Green Room. I mean, do we really need this shit?
No, we definitely don't. But you know what?
It's so rare for a film to really hit the mark, and like even on a concept that sounds shitty, and then like they just like take it to the 10th, and like, I mean. It's one of those things like you go into Skyscraper, The Rock climbing a building. That's what I expect. That's what I get. When you go into Don't Breathe, like, oh, punks, these guys break into a house with a blind guy. It's like, okay, I know what I'm expecting. And then that film just keeps like pulling shit out of the. Oh, you think you're prepared? How about this? Like, oh shit. How about this? Oh fuck! What the fuck is this? It's like that film like surprised and entertained all the way to the end.
Yeah. Very, very end.
Why are you doing a fucking sequel? Just do a sequel to It Follows so I can bitch about that. Leave Don't Breathe alone and move on.
Well, both were announced, and it's realistically because Jane Lynch was in both of them, and she will be in the sequels as well.
Did you hear they're doing another Rambo?
Yeah. I think they're filming it now. Aren't they filming it now?
Yeah. Last Blood.
Oh, boy. That's what it's going to be called?
I wouldn't be upset if I didn't like the last one so much. I really like the last one.
That was 10 years ago, though.
But it was good.
No. I'm just saying, it's been a really long time between sequels.
Was it 10 years?
2008. We watched it at your house. I had a work print, uncensored work print.
I still have the uncut copy.
You can get it in like
I will
like
not
a real
watch it
like a real Blu-ray. No way.
Why would you watch any other version of that?
Just like the violence in that alone, just like meat hanging off the gun.
That whole sequence at the end, I could watch that over and over again. Fucking, I love that movie. And they're doing a sequel. It's like, you had they ended it. It was perfect. He got home. John Rambo's home. Why are you fucking with it?
Well, now this is, and I know we haven't even gotten into Legion yet, but what I read 10 years ago, because the sequel has been announced for 10 years, they just never got around to making it. Rambo 5 is supposed to be John Rambo goes home, starts a family, has a kid, and they fuck with that. And he just goes fucking apeshit.
Well, that's like a Death Wish thing. I hear the news. From what I've heard, the new plot now that they're filming is he's asked to go to Mexico to deal with drug cartels.
Oh, boy.
We're doing a Sicario.
Drug cartels are all the rage right now.
The minute I heard that, I was like, I guarantee this is because Sicarios and Sicario 2 did so well.
Probably.
I just feel like that's like, that's the easy... there are a lot of good films that deal with Mexico. I mean, Mexico is a fucking... That's why Benicio del Toro won't go back. After they kidnapped his grandfather, he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to stay in the States.
They did the same... Well, we talked about it last week. They did a Guillermo del Toro. Or
Right.
is that who you meant?
That's what I just said.
You said Benicio del Toro.
I meant Guillermo.
Okay. Two
apologize.
different actors, same last name.
And speaking of Guillermo del Toro, there's a link between Guillermo del Toro and our film we're reviewing tonight.
Yeah, and I was actually going to bring it up before
but
you interrupted me, but that's okay.
I'm not going to mention it, though. I'll leave it for you. But why don't you lead us into the film known as Legion? How is this film? What is the film? What is the plot? How does it begin? Please, sir, take us on the journey.
The plot is essentially Michael, the Archangel, comes to Earth to stop an apocalypse brought forth by God because he has lost faith in humanity.
And I can't argue with that.
No. And of course, there is an unborn child that will save us all.
And they're not clear on how.
No.
They don't specify. They don't say, oh, it's like it's like the second coming, or it's like the new Son of God, or it's the Antichrist, or anything like that.
For a short time, I thought fucking Michael, the Archangel, fucked this chick. And it was his kid somehow.
I don't know. That's fine.
Well, no, because I was trying to fit... No. They don't allude to it at all. But I'm like, how is this... I was like you. I'm like, how is this kid going to save anything? Did he fuck her and this is his kid? Because when he arrives and she comes running out and they kind of shared glances, I'm like, did he fuck her?
You know what? I'm not criticizing you. I'm actually jealous that I did not have that thought.
Oh.
I feel bad. But anyway, yeah, so the beginning is... The film is kind of a cross between The Prophecy and Terminator.
Which neither are your challenges, by the way.
Obviously.
I was thinking of both.
And I apologize if I cough occasionally. I am getting over a cold. I'm just past the Barry White stage, so I don't sound sexy. I'm just like coughing a little bit because my throat's dry.
No sultry voice.
But, that's attractive. But, but yeah, he comes down and pulls the whole opening Terminator thing, kills some people, gets some clothing, grabs some guns, steals a cop car, and then we flash to Paradise Falls, which is a great title, obviously an allusion to Paradise Lost, to the whole idea of paradise falling, which is what's happening because we've fallen from the grace of God, foreshadowing in just the name of the fucking diner. It's good. Now, can I just...
It's been used a couple of times in film already.
Like
in the film, the animated Disney film Up, he's going to Paradise Falls to bring his home. That's where he's going because it's such a beautiful place. He wants to live there. And I think they did some TV movie. Same thing. All right.
Let's just preface it. There's not much in this film that's original.
Nope.
That's a given. But I need, before we go any further, I have to make a confession. Maybe it's the fact that I've been like battling a cold all week, or that when I watched this film, I was on NyQuil, like in bed early, just killing the film.
Are you going to tell me?
I got to tell you.
Yeah, what are you going to tell me?
I kind of liked it.
I was just going to say you liked it more than you probably should have.
I was ready to just like tear into it, and then like I'm going through. I think I hit the half hour mark. It's like, I don't have any real big problems so far. I mean, it's not fucking, it's not a groundbreaking film, but I'm okay with it. It's like it's not insulting me too much. I mean, as they introduce characters, I know who's going to live and die, and I know what's going to happen. I know the conflict. I mean, it's all projected. Obviously, it's a horror film. We know this shit. We're experienced.
So you didn't mind that the one actor Jeep, who is Dennis Quaid's son, just looks confused the entire film?
Not at all. I didn't mind that at all. I thought it was because there's a character arc, and the whole idea of the character arc is finding their purpose. And be, there obviously when you're dealing with a film that has to do with God abandoning mankind and religion, there's the main focus of the film is going to be faith, especially when one of your main characters is an angel who has defied God to save mankind, who even though mankind has fallen out of his favor, he still feels the passion for mankind that God once did. And by the way, if this movie was my challenge to you, we'd be watching God's Not Dead 2 next week. So you're very fucking lucky.
You mean my challenge to you?
I'm saying if I was challenging you after this film.
I see. I got you.
It would be God's Not, and I haven't even watched God's Not Dead 3.
No, my challenge is nowhere near that.
I didn't. When I saw they made a 3, I was like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm in. But I digress.
My challenges are much more fun than that.
I believe it. But so like I get all that. I mean I understand they're basic character arcs, but I understand them. And some of them aren't even that much of an arc. I mean, the actor that I used as our link to this, Charles Dutton, his character doesn't really have an arc. He stays pretty much the same through the film to his demise. Spoiler alert, let's be fair here. When you watch this film, you know there's only going to be 1 or 2 survivors.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is a given.
Yeah.
So don't give me shit if I ruin. He dies. You know he fucking dies. The minute they introduce these characters, you know they're going to die. The only question is what order, and even that is kind of obvious. But I still didn't hate the film. But continue.
I didn't hate it either. It's just you have to acknowledge that it's a fucking terrible movie, though.
I wouldn't even go that far. Honestly, I cannot dredge up any hate towards. I think it's an average horror film. I mean, we haven't gotten much into it beyond the fact that, that wasn't Gabriel. It's Michael.
It's Michael.
Michael. Yeah, Gabriel comes down to fight Michael.
That's right.
And I didn't even mind that sequence. I was like, hey, this is cool. But I mean, yeah, it's cliche. It's what's going to happen. But I thought it was decently done. Yeah, there's a couple of big mouths. Let's give them that. But I mean,
it's on the screen right now, by the way. Fucking ridiculous.
But the big reveal to the characters at this diner in the middle of nowhere when the old lady snaps, I thought that was very well done.
Gladys, you're a fucking cunt.
He's gonna burn. Now, if they had gotten what's her name from Golden Girls, that would have been fucking perfect.
Betty White.
Betty White should have had that role. I know they couldn't afford Betty White, but get rid of fucking
what?
Dennis Quaid.
Oh, just
I'm sure
for Betty White.
I'm sure the Dennis Quaid money could have got Betty White. Pardon me.
Maybe.
She'd already done fucking Lake Placid. You knew she was ready for this kind of role. That would have been. I think the only problem was if they got Betty White, you can't kill her off in the first 15 minutes. You'd have to keep her longer. At least with Quaid's character, there's more longevity to him.
Yeah.
One of the girls at this diner is a pregnant waitress whose boyfriend skipped, and she's going to give her kid up for adoption. And then you meet the rich annoying couple that broke down in the middle of the nowhere, the religious black chef, the black gangster on his way to a court hearing to get custody of his kid. So, and again, like, you've got 2 black characters, and you've already made them sympathetic and understandable to a white audience, so they're gonna fucking die. And you've got the grumpy father with the young idealistic boy who has a crush on the pregnant girl, and you got the slutty young girl with the parents. And am I missing any? So slutty.
So slutty.
And I checked her age too. I was like, oh, 19, okay.
And then you got the mom, who is very kind of stuck up-ish.
You know, you introduce the characters like that. It's like, all right, so really, we know that how it's obvious. There's no surprises in the film,
right?
But I mean, honestly, how many films do you go to that you're really like, oh, what are they doing? No, you know what's happening. You're not fucking stupid, but you're along for the ride. You bought the ticket. You took the ride. This is the ride. Apocalyptic battle. It really is a cross between Prophecy and Terminator, although it's not as good as either of those films.
No.
Let's be honest.
They were throwing some deadly sins in there, too, like the girl with lust, the mother with greed. Well, because later on in the film, she blames her daughter. It's like, we left because of you. I loved my house. I loved my life. It's just like she was greedy.
She sacrificed it. I thought that was like a noble thing.
Yeah, but
her daughter wasn't too cool.
And then later on, she does what she does, and it's just like it brings her full circle to the greed thing.
I don't know if we can assign 7 deadly sins to all the characters, though.
No,
I mean,
they don't have all 7, but they did throw a couple in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and even I like that. It's not as clear cut. I would compare this film with Demon Knight.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, similar.
I would say not a groundbreaking film, no surprises, but it kind of pulls it with a little panache. I thought Paul Bettany killed it as the angel, Michael. I thought he had the nice little gravitas there. He was, he pulled it off. And, the thing for me is Paul Bettany, the first time I ever recognized him as an actor was Knight's Tale.
That's right.
Which he spends half of that film scrawny ass naked, not hot, built, sexy naked. So then you get later, he's doing like this film. He's doing like the promiscuous bodyguard in Mordecai, which I still fucking love. Fuck every single one of you that trashed that film. That film's fucking awesome. And then he's doing fucking Vision. Oh,
right, in the Avengers films.
Yeah, I mean, but he's doing the voice before that. But
first he was Jarvis, and
he's Jarvis. But then, but you didn't see Jarvis. You saw Vision.
Well, yeah.
And I haven't seen Infinity Gauntlet yet, so please don't fucking mention anything.
I don't know what the fuck Infinity Gauntlet is, but
the last Avengers film.
Infinity War.
But the Infinity Gauntlet is in it, so don't start with me.
I'm gonna fucking start with you. I'm gonna hold you accountable.
All right, but
anyway, so real quick before we get
that was not factually inaccurate because the Infinity War is over the Infinity Gauntlet. Correct?
It's over the stones that he happens to be putting in a gauntlet.
In the Infinity Gauntlet.
They can give a shit where he puts the stones. They just want to make sure he doesn't get them.
But it's not called the Infinity War because they're Infinity Stones. It's called the Infinity War because they put in the Infinity Gauntlet. So I am correct, even though I got the title wrong.
I don't think you're correct, man.
I am.
I don't think so.
From a comic book standpoint, I'm fucking dead on.
So what Scott had said earlier is that there's another actor connection that he could have went with for Mimic and that's Doug Jones.
Well, hold on. So just to clarify, Doug Jones is the ice cream man.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch my cut of the Moviesucktastic opening, which I need to do a new one.
Which I opened this show with.
Yeah, and I put it in there specifically because Joey hates the big mouth in horror films.
Fucking can't stand it.
He has a huge... he fucking hates it. And so I put it in there purposely. And so when I was like looking at this film, I was like, oh, the ice cream man. Yeah, let me check what he did. It's like, oh, shit. Go ahead.
Let's be clear about the big mouth thing. I hate when they do CGI.
But, how else are you going to do a big mouth thing?
Well, you could do it in a practical way.
Well, they did it in like the stuff.
I mean, well, yeah, that's in a practical way.
Right.
They use makeup and special effects and animatronic.
You don't like that they cheapened it.
I think it looks shitty too.
Because they cheapened it and they just just use the CGI, do the big mouth thing. Right.
Right. I mean, like
I'm with ya.
in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, you have a giant-headed Freddy Krueger swallowing somebody, and it's just this giant mouth, and it looks fucking cool and creepy.
That's a totally different thing, because that's not a jaw thing. He was a giant worm head.
Yeah, but it's still
Totally
a
different
big
thing.
mouth.
Not comparable. Comparable. Sorry.
So I guess the comparable one off the top of my head is probably the Mummy, when his mouth just kind of yeah, it's like, stop it.
I'll give you that. And
I enjoy that film so much that I forgive it whenever I see it, but it still pisses me off.
I think that might be where it began.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I really feel like that's the first time that because The Mummy was one of those first big CGI films, horror films.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, big ones.
Definitely.
The first horror film that I thought utilized CGI to its benefit was Deep Rising.
98. Okay.
Yeah, there was that one scene where they split open the worm, and the guy comes out and half his face is off, and he's like, and I just remember thinking, CGI is now good. Yes, that's what CGI is for. It's like, sure, practical effects would have been nice, but hey, it's a quick shot. Hey, this does it. Now the CGI blood nonsense they use now to save money on squibs, fucking garbage.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah,
I think one of the first films that did it, but was able to get away with it, was 300, because they made it more comic booky. So
right, but it fit the tone of the film,
right?
So it wasn't just a cheap ploy.
But I think that movie started that, and they're like, "Shit, we could do the same fucking thing."
But low budget films started using it instead of doing squibs and shit.
Yeah,
and,
I hate it so much.
I'm sure. I'm sure, a couple of geeks in chairs writing code is cheaper than a professional working with explosives. I'm sure that's the case.
That's one of my big issues with the Ichi the Killer film, is all of the CGI blood and CGI effects, like when his mouth is cut. It's one of my big problems with that movie.
But come on, that's BK. You can't.
Listen, I didn't say I didn't enjoy it. I just don't like. I don't like how much. Like when they go in to clean the room in the beginning of the film, I'm like, this is fucking. Come on, for real.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was not a fan.
I know I'm digressing quickly, but since you mentioned Takashi Miike,
Uh-huh.
I've got to mention. I don't know if you noticed the film I just threw on my Plex recently.
I haven't. I haven't.
What?
Looked. I haven't looked.
Okay, it's called, and I gotta look. I gotta find the actual film so I get the name right. It's called Meatball Machine Kodoku.
Meatball Machine. Kodoku.
You have no fuck. I've only watched like 10 minutes of this film. You have no fucking idea.
Really?
Seriously. just think of it if you took Iron Man, but made it like Fist of the North Star.
Really?
Just fucking ridiculous. My copy doesn't even have subtitles.
Oh, you can get those easily. As a matter of fact, you could make Plex get them for you now.
I didn't know about Plex getting them, but I have the site you gave me earlier that I get subtitles. But honestly, I don't care. It's actually better without the subtitles because I don't want to know what's going on.
Come on.
No, seriously, it's like I get the gist of it, but I don't care what these people are saying. I just move on to the next weird scene. Dude, it's fucking insane. Insane. Wow. But anyway, speaking of not insane, Legion's not really an insane film. Legion's kind of your run of the mill.
Here's that shot. Gladys, shut up, you stupid fucking cunt.
Your baby's gonna burn.
Whoa! Oh. And I love behind the counter. They're all like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" which is exactly how someone would act if somebody said something like that.
And that's the one that's when I realized I was actually liking the film. That it wasn't too bad because she says it. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?" She said, "What the? What?" And then I even get like the rich father, like, "Hey, you gotta answer. You gotta apologize." Like, all right, dude, you gotta get tough with a fucking old lady. All right, But then when the chef throws the frying pan at her head, it's like, Wong. It's like, yeah, I can see that. She just bit somebody's neck out. I can see that happening. But honestly, the problem is I imagine Betty White in that commercial, and it's like, your baby's gonna burn. You're all gonna burn. And then all I see is like, you should have a Snickers.
There's a scene later with Charles S. Dutton where they're on the rooftop.
Oh, yeah.
And you know the scene I'm going to talk about. Yeah. So Paul Bettany's character, Michael, he says, you got to be steady with the gun. Make sure you put your hand on it or you might blow your hand off. And then they all look at Charles S. Dutton because from the very beginning that you're introduced to him, you notice that he's got a hook for a hand. He's lost his hand somehow, which they don't explain. And Charles S. Dutton's like, why the fuck is everyone looking at me?
What the fuck you looking at me for? And that's one of those points where I just had to acknowledge, you know what? That was pulled off well. It wasn't bad. And they don't over-explain shit. Exactly. I didn't even think of that till you mentioned it. They don't have I lost it in Nam or this or that. It's like, no, I got a fucking hook for a hand. You need a backstory for everything.
Right.
Even the other black character, like they have us eavesdrop on the phone calls. He's trying to go to court to get visitation rights or custody of his child, but we don't go into detail with that. And even when they when they have like the homie one-on-one, where Dutton's like, what's with the piece? It's like for protection, for none of your business. But I've never shot anybody with it. I just waved it when I had to. Again, no detail. We don't have to go into why he has it or his background. Yep. It doesn't fucking matter.
No.
And, maybe that's one of the reasons I like the film, because it didn't spend a lot of that useless time trying to explain shit that doesn't need explaining, which is something that a lot of bad movies do.
Although I will say the speech that Charles S. Dutton gives where he's crying, and by the time he's done with that speech, I'm like, that is one fucked up thing to say to a kid.
What was that?
Okay, so Charles, that scene where he's talking about, what's with the piece. So Charles S. Dutton goes into how when he would, as a kid, he would go to bed and his father would sit next to him and he would tell him, listen, son, if you go to sleep and you don't wake up and today is your last day on earth, would you be proud of that day? And it's like, it was a little deeper than that, but it was like, basically, if you go to sleep and fucking die, think about that. It's like, that is a fucked up thing to say to a kid. If you die tonight, are you going to be happy with yourself?
But,
it's like, what the fuck?
But it telegraphs that idea that, you probably lived in a neighborhood where that was a reality, which it is for a lot of children, which sucks. But, and they didn't
if
feel
you're murdered in your sleep.
Yeah, he didn't have to explain he lived in the inner city. The dialogue really is tight. I saw some reviews where they complained about, and the scenes drag out and this dialogue. No, fuck you. There's some really good dialogue in here. That whole scene where Michael explains to Jeep, for the love of Christ. The only problem I got with the film is his name is Jeep.
I got a problem with that actor. I think he just looks... his facial expression is just permanently unconfused.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, he's the kid from the Kevin Costner film from years and years and years ago.
All right.
And he was also in the third Fast and Furious film, Tokyo Drift.
Go back further.
Further than when he was a kid in the Kevin Costner movie? What was the name of that one? A World Apart? No, not A World Apart. What the fuck was it called? The one that Clint Eastwood directed.
Go back further.
Further. I don't know then.
Sling Blade.
Oh, he's the kid in Slats, right.
He's the kid in Sling Blade and the kid in that American Gothic TV show.
Yeah, he looks confused in Sling Blade too. I guess it's just his fucking face.
It's just him. And and honestly, it's got to be really tough when you peak with your first childhood film.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go from Sling Blade. It's really not. So
that's obviously the only reason why he's still working, because he's not a good actor.
And let's be fair, half this fucking cast is from Fast and Furious films.
Yeah, it is.
It really is, and it's. I don't even hate the Fast and I don't know, something about my old age. I'm like getting a little lax. I don't even hate the Fast and Furious films. I'm telling you, it's like, again, now I haven't seen Tokyo Drift, so I don't know how I feel about that shit.
Well,
but But the ones now where they're all super spies, fine, great. Now they're racing a submarine. I want to see that. Let's watch them race a submarine. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you what. His Alabama accent and his constant confusion face that he makes, not on board. Not in the least.
Arc. It's a character arc. I was fine with it.
He's the same person in every fucking movie. Not a fan of it. When Paul Bettany is like later in the film, this is kind of a spoiler alert. He goes,
"You're the reason I have faith."
Well, he's like, Paul Bettany's like, "You're the reason I have faith," and then he's like, "You're the one. You've always been the one." And he's like, "Are we ever gonna see you again?" It's like what? It's like, you fucking shit-kicking mother. Like, you're the fucking chosen one? Come on.
Now, let's
we ever gonna see you
again? I just appreciate the fact that he and
Paul Bettany?
No. See, my brain is frozen.
Quaid? Tyrese?
Dennis Quaid. That he and Dennis Quaid synced their accents. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate the fact they look kind of alike in the film.
Well,
I totally buy
don't appreciate it too much, because all that is Dennis Quaid syncing to him, because he already has that fucking Alabama accent.
Don't.
He's from Quaid. Alabama. That's his real accent.
Don't cheapen Quaid. He knows what he's
No, I'm saying Quaid mimicked him.
I
the
think
fucking kid did nothing good.
I think Quaid's character is the only one that gives us too much backstory when they talk about why he lost, like why the wife left and everything.
Yeah.
That's the only one. I was like,
I don't even believe in God.
And that's the only one too, because he's like, yeah, and they were gonna open up the mall down the street. I'm like, dude, the whole mall gonna open up, and you bought a. Don't even tell us. Just, that was the only. I think it's the only part where the dialogue got to. Like, even the waitress when she talks about her boyfriend not around, no more detail about that. Who was it? How did it happen? Was one of those things where when you have a film that has slow parts, like, oh, now it's going to backstory that. No, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who cares who knocked her up? That has nothing to do with anything.
It's fucking Zeus's kid.
Yeah. The only time they slip and go too much into backstory is with Dennis Quaid, and I guess just because it's Dennis Quaid, so we need to give him more fucking time.
Well,
this is the big draw. This is the big name in the film. Bettany wasn't really a name in 2010, was he?
Yes. Then, okay, so he did A Knight's Tale like 4 years earlier.
He wasn't the lead. He was great in it.
But then he was also in 2 years before A Knight's Tale. You know what? No, he was starting to get big, because he was in a fucking Russell Crowe movie. The one where it won Best Picture in 2002.
Gladiator?
No. The one where he was fucking crazy.
Oh, Beautiful Mind.
A Beautiful Mind. So Paul Bettany was in that.
Never saw.
He played his very close friend.
Dude, you know what? Never will. No desire. I'm gonna watch The Godfather. I'm gonna watch the Godfather movies before I watch that. And I don't mean that in a negative way.
Okay, good.
No, I actually put them on the Plex. I was doing the Oscar films. Like, yeah, Godfather films. I did see the third one, but I was like, the first two.
Then you can only go up.
All right.
It's the fucking truth. The third is the weakest movie.
I'm sure it is, but still, don't sell it to me like that. I'm willing to watch the first two.
The first film is amazing. I personally feel the second film, just in my opinion, blows the first film away. And the first film is a fucking masterpiece.
Come on, Godfather is the example everyone gives for like one of the few times where the sequel's better than the original.
And it's the fucking truth.
I'm sure it is. Because you got
really
more Pacino.
More Pacino.
Yeah.
Hoo-ah!
At his peak.
Yeah. No, he's awesome in the second film.
I would say that's around his peak, right?
No, because he was like 5 years removed. No, what am I talking about? He was like 9 years removed from Scarface. Godfather 2 came out in 1974.
So he had a long peak.
Well, after Godfather 2, he's doing films like Serpico, and he's doing movies
Serpico
like
was
that.
after Godfather?
Yeah. Yeah.
Serpico is really kind of low budget.
It was. But
Serpico suffers from that.
I mean,
bad
hell, he
70s
hadn't even made Dog Day Afternoon yet. What's up, bud?
Really?
Say hi to Uncle
Who's
Scott.
that?
Uncle Scott.
Who's that?
That's Danny.
Danny. You wearing your paper hat?
You wearing your paper hat?
No,
No. Is it in your room?
no. I threw it in the garbage.
You did not.
No, you didn't.
I actually really did.
No, you didn't. What do you want?
Really?
No.
Oh, guess what you're getting for Christmas?
You're gonna get 2 more. They
You're gonna get a whole
multiply.
box of
They
fucking
multiply like gremlins. You throw
Yeah.
one away, you get 2. You throw the 2, you're gonna get 4, and so on and so forth.
And when I see you,
It's
I'm going to
fucking my
staple it to your head.
You gonna staple it to his head?
No, of course I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But I'm going to threaten it.
You gotta threaten it. Can I help you with something? Listen, don't you see I'm in the middle of something, bud?
I know.
Come on, give me a kiss. Good night.
We're doing
love you.
stuff. We're doing geeky adult stuff.
Do you see this mess here? Jesus, this basement floor, you can't even walk on it. It's so bad. So anyway, he hadn't even done Dog Day Afternoon yet.
Yeah.
That was not for another 8 years.
Really?
Or 7 years, I should say. Yeah.
I can't.
So he did Godfather in 72, Godfather 2 in 74. He did a bunch of movies like Serpico. What was the other one that he did?
What year was Serpico? What year was Serpico?
I want to say Serpico was like 77, something like that.
He had Lenny. He did Lenny.
No, that was Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, it's Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Injustice for All.
That was after Godfather 2.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he was riding high for a while. It's not like his peak was one film. His peak was several films.
Oh, Serpico was done a year after Godfather in 73, so that's my mistake. Dog Day Afternoon was 75. You knew I was wrong. Stop it. Dog Day Afternoon, Bobby Deerfield, Cruising in 80.
I still haven't seen Cruising.
I haven't seen it either. Author. I've never. You know what? I gotta say, I don't think I've ever even heard Author.
I saw parts of Author when I was a kid.
But then
I was too young to appreciate it. But I saw Author.
Then after Scarface, it was it was just movie after movie after movie. So it's like Scarface, Sea of Love. Then he was like doing tongue-in-cheek stuff. Dick Tracy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was one of those movies where...
I forgot to do the wobble wobble. I got it.
Come on, you got it. You got if you're bringing it out, you got to do it. What tribe are you from?
Don't even start with that tribe shit.
Scent of
I
a
think
Woman.
I disturbed the cat.
Yeah, Frankie and Johnny, Scent of a Woman, Glengarry Glen Ross, Carlito's Way, Heat. So it's just like, boom. Like his... I'll give you this. After Godfather, for a decade, he was at his absolute peak.
I think Carlito's Way is the last of that string. I think he dipped after that. Even Frankie and Johnny was a fucking joke.
I'm looking at his other films. I got to be honest. The Insider, Michael Mann's The Insider. He was pretty fucking good in that.
No one remembers that film.
Nobody at all.
Mm-mm.
And
No one
even
remembers
Oliver
that film.
Stone's Any Given Sunday. I know it's a football movie, but
Oh yeah, no one remembers that shit either.
no, a lot of fucking football fans remember that movie.
They don't count. They don't count.
They don't count.
They've already got problems because they're football fans.
Yeah, but what
They
about
don't
Insomnia with Robin Williams?
It was a remake of a Swedish film. I can't count that as a real film. You know, Do you see they're doing a remake of In Order of Disappearance with Liam Neeson?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Have you watched In Order of Disappearance yet?
I haven't.
After I recommended it?
I know.
God damn it. Well, now you have to watch it
if they're making a remake or they're making an American version, then yeah, I got to see it.
Yeah. And of course, I knew what it was too immediately when someone sent me the link, and it was Liam Neeson reprises his role of killing people with a snowplow. I was like, "Fuck, it's got to be that Swedish film." and I looked it up. Oh yeah, they're remaking that film. That was a great fucking film.
I'll have to check it out.
They better do it justice, because that was a good fucking movie.
They rarely do. And if it's Liam Neeson, not that Liam Neeson hasn't made good films, but they tend to kind of fudge things along.
This is how I know I'm getting soft. I watched the Commuter last week.
And
I enjoyed it.
You did?
I was like, yeah, he's on the train. That's cool.
He's commuting.
Yeah, and Norman Bates' mother bribes him to kill someone, and then it all goes to shit. I get that.
That's Vera Farmiga or something.
It's also one of those films where it's like, oh yeah, you're my friend from the old days. Like, oh, he's so gonna fucking betray him. Seriously, again, it was Skyscraper.
Skyscraper,
like,
yeah.
He got you this job because he's a good friend. It's like, oh, I think it was the same actor too.
Oh God, really?
I almost positive. If not, it was really fucking close.
If it's the same actor, that you know who that is? That's Liev Schreiber's cousin.
I gotta look to see if I'm wrong about that, because if it is, that just blows my fucking mind.
Let's see. See if I can find it first.
I gotta find the actor.
Well, if it's the same actor, then his name is Pablo Schreiber.
Hold on.
And if it is him...
I don't think it is, but it's close.
It is not him.
But it's so close. It's almost like they could have put him in that place. Nev Campbell. Come on, Nev. Really?
Hey, she's got to work too.
Like, it could have been him. That's how bad it was. It's like, oh yeah, that's the friend. It's like, oh, if you introduce the friend in the first 10 minutes, he's gonna fucking betray you. Come on. Oh.
Her sister, Vera Farmiga's sister, she's the chick that's in that movie, The Nun. And she was also in American Horror Story for a few seasons.
I've probably...
Is it Patrick Wilson? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, Patrick Wilson, that's it.
Oh, come on. They're very different people.
Same character, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you can't mix the two of them up.
I love Patrick Wilson, but the problem is when
they put him in this... I'm looking at a still shot. I clicked on Patrick Wilson's name, and then I clicked on a picture. Here's a picture of Dolph Lundgren and Patrick Wilson in the new Aquaman film opening up next month.
Oh, no.
But look at Dolph Lundgren, man. He's like acting in everything lately. He's in a new Creed film.
Dude,
he's doing this.
The Expendables films really brought him, like, revitalized his career. I'll say it. He wasn't doing anything until that.
Yeah. No,
I'm telling you, and I love Patrick Wilson. He's great.
Probably by choice.
You probably still haven't seen that film. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's him. He's in it. It's called The Hollow Point. Yeah.
The Hollow Point.
Yeah.
How long ago did that? Yes, 2016. I have not seen that yet.
Definitely worth seeing.
It's funny. It's got 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh,
a lot of people didn't like it.
It deserves more than that. Ian McShane's in it. That automatically takes it to a 7.
Oh, well, there you go.
Seriously.
That is true.
Yeah.
You know what I heard? My sister-in-law told me that Ian McShane is not going to be in any future seasons of American Gods.
Good.
But the thing is, it's like one of the reasons why I watched it was because I fucking loved him in it.
Yeah, I got bored of that after 4 episodes.
I liked it.
It was is too. The problem with Neil Gaiman is he's too full of himself as a fucking poet. It's like, oh, I'm a poet. No, you were a comic book writer, and then you started writing this fantasy shit, and everything you spout is like 80% just fucking over stylized fantasy crap. Bah. Over stylized.
What's the latest thing that? Oh yeah, Pacino. You know what's interesting about this?
No, because you haven't told me what this is.
I'm gonna tell you.
Then why are you asking me?
So, he is going to be in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's got a part in that. And he's also going to be in Scorsese's The Irishman. And he's playing Jimmy Hoffa in that.
I don't even want to know.
Now, here's the thing. Jack Nicholson played Jimmy Hoffa in the film Hoffa, which was directed by Danny DeVito.
Right.
And I guess maybe Jack Nicholson wasn't approached again, but I thought I would think that would be pretty fucking cool for Jack Nicholson to reprise his role as Jimmy Hoffa in the Scorsese film The Irishman, which is directed by Scorsese, which Scorsese has worked with Nicholson in The Departed. So it's just like, I don't know. I thought that, just thinking of it real quickly, I would have liked that.
I don't even know where you're going with that.
I just brought it up because I just saw that Pacino was playing Jimmy Hoffa, and Pacino's like what, 80? Right. Nicholson's like the same age.
So, we got really sidetracked, and we never actually got to what the Ice Cream Man did, other than being the Ice Cream Man with the big mouth in Legion.
Well, he got arms and legs got super long, and he kind of was like spider-like.
No, I mean what else he did film-wise.
Oh, Doug Jones?
Yeah, because
just name like every Guillermo del Toro movie he's been in it.
Wait, but I mean, importantly, he was the Abe Sapien in the Hellboy films.
Yes,
and he played the amphibian creature in the Oscar award winning The Shape of Water.
Yes, he has.
And you watch this film,
Guillermo del Toro puts him in everything.
He's the goofy guy in the ice cream uniform that goes, and then you don't really see him again.
But you know what? They hire. If you look at his films, like his repertoire, he played the thin infected man in Quarantine. It's what he does.
Yeah.
If you want, like, he's in Bye Bye Man. He plays the thin creepy guy in Bye Bye Man.
I still haven't watched Bye Bye Man.
So he's in Hellboy.
Now the author and I are not in speaking terms. I still support him as an author, but I'm not as motivated to watch the shitty film based on his book.
He played Thin Clown in Batman Returns. He was Billy Butcherson in Hocus Pocus.
I have not seen Hocus Pocus.
Additional Ripper in Tank Girl.
That Hocus Pocus came up at work because like I've got these people working with me. They're not under me. They're my coworkers. But when I say under is because they're fucking like 10 to 20 years younger.
Oh God.
And they're like, oh, Hocus Pocus. Like, yeah. I was at the age where I'm not watching that shit. I'm sorry. It's just.
You could tell them to fucking suck it, and you could tell them I said so.
No. Because they were kids when they watched Hocus Pocus.
Gives a shit. It's a shitty movie. And it's a shitty movie, and social media has made it the Halloween film. I'm sorry. I'm not on board.
I don't think it's social media. I think it's these people really enjoy this film. Because I even said, yeah, how did that become a cult hit? And they said, because it's awesome. So, well, that's how. Because a whole generation latched onto it.
Nah.
Our generation latched onto stuff that was just as fucking shitty that we still, hold up as fucking gold.
You can blame Disney, and you can blame social media. And that's what I'm sticking with.
I don't blame social media.
Dude. It's everywhere, every year, on Facebook, and just
struck
Twitter.
A chord with a lot of people.
No, it really hasn't.
It really did.
It really didn't.
And I said, at least you guys grew up with films that were made for your audience, young adult, teenage, young teenagers, young adult films. I told them that half the films I watched growing up involved prostitution.
Yeah.
It's not the same fucking thing. You guys actually had entire genres marketed to you because there were more outlets. We only had Hollywood, box office and regular television, and cable wasn't even something you produced for. It was just an afterthought. So, for a young, I'm saying like 13, 14 years old, you're either watching the kid shit like My Pretty Pony movie, or you're watching DC Cab. There's no in between.
My Pretty Pony?
You know what I'm saying? The He-Man cartoon, Muppets, they're making films for little kids, or they're making films for adults that kids can watch.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that. That's not what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm just throwing it out there because
I'm saying Hocus Pocus is a shitty film,
right?
And people don't want to recognize that. And somewhere along the line, Disney said they wanted it to be the fucking Halloween film, and they got enough money and advertising dollars to fucking flood social media with it. And people are making cookies and fuck? Let's stop. Come on.
If that was the case, then the Casper the Ghost movie would be just as popular, and it's not. Hocus Pocus, I've never seen it, so I have no idea what the appeal is. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've watched it?
My wife loves the fucking movie.
There you go. The younger audiences, because you're a cradle robber. So that's it. That generation loved this film because it hit them at the right point, the right time. And it's not, you can't. Let's not be the grumpy old men who's like, all the thing the kids like are garbage. No, let's back away a bit. And I think that's how I felt weird when I was like in the third act of Legion. I was like, yeah, I'm not hating this. I really like the whole angel fight at the end. It's like, you lost your wings. They would have helped you. And this guy's like, I take advantage. He's just like, it's like all of it was just. I don't think any of it went over the top. I hate to say it. I enjoyed Legion. And again, not saying it's a good film. Not implying it's a good film.
No,
but
it is certainly not.
But it definitely did not suck. I don't think it's not. And even though I was on NyQuil at the time, it's not fucking icebreaker, whatever it is.
Icebreaker?
The train thing.
Oh, that's not icebreaker.
Snowpiercer. No, same thing.
Icebreaker.
Whatever. Frost fracture.
Wow. All right, so let's rate this shit.
Really? You have anything else about the film you want to bring up?
No.
Like for example, I love the whole thing with the clouds in the distance, and when they drove, it was like, wait, those are flies, and like they're all flooding the car. I thought that was cool. I like the idea of
it wasn't bad. It was fine. I mean, like
the
husband gets abducted and gets put on a cross upside down. I mean, that was kind of neat.
Yeah, it explodes into acid. Always a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely like when Paul Bettany goes to get all the guns and he escapes, and it just blows up, and it blows up into a cross.
The shape of the cross is like, all right, but you know what? Let's go with it.
The fucking hammer. Well, see, and I think all the little things like that are what really gave it bad reviews, because it's like they're just hammering it home.
But you know what? I was okay with it because they didn't hammer it home too much.
That's not
also
totally true.
And also the demon possession that was like the Matrix.
You know what? I'd go more Jacob's Ladder.
I think it was a combination of the two. Okay. I know you're coming with that, and I feel it was like a combination of the two.
Yeah.
The film definitely borrowed from a lot of other culturally accepted, again, The Prophecy, Terminator, Matrix, Jacob's Ladder to an extent. They're all in there. It's all, even the beginning and ending are basically Terminator 2.
For the
combination
most part,
of Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. Combination of both.
Yeah. I can see that. Sure.
Yeah. I just the fact that the character's name is Jeep and at the end they're driving a Jeep, that was a bit too much for me.
I mean, I hear Jeep and I'm just thinking Popeye.
Exactly.
That's all I'm thinking.
Right, exactly. The
Jeep.
tails in the question mark.
Yeah.
Can you predict the future? Now he's invisible.
So
honestly, if there's one part of the film that I wanted backstory on is how come you're calling your fucking kid Jeep? Please tell me what it's short for. Give me. It's
probably something fucking stupid like he was born in the back of a Jeep or something.
You know what? I need to know that. I don't need to know why his wife left him and he bought a town thing in the middle of the. Also, I like that the big reveal with his lighter that you didn't know until the last shot what the lighter actually said.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck did it say?
I didn't want to ruin it for the audience. All right, spoiler
No.
alert.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't. I know what it says. We don't have to reveal it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. I just.
But it's one of those things
I'm foggy on it, but I do remember here. Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, at the beginning, where she's like, "If you don't smoke, how come you carry that lighter?" It's like, "Oh, that lighter's coming in the third act." Chekhov's gun raises its ugly fucking head again. Again, there's not much in the film that's not predictable, but I thought they did a decent job. I didn't. I actually feel guilty for not hating the film. I thought it's like the trailer was shit. You know what you're going into, but hey, I thought they did a decent job. I'm getting soft. I know. I apologize.
It must be.
It's hard. It's hard.
So what do you want to rate this thing?
I'm getting back to it. What's it at right now?
I think it's pretty low.
It's at 5.2.
That's about. I'm feeling a 5.
I would go 6, but I
six?
can't argue.
I can't go 6.
But I can't argue with a 5. I think, yeah, it's definitely a pedestrian. There's really nothing new in the film. I think it pulled it off. But it's definitely just a run of the mill. Oh, watch this! It's got some guys fighting and angels and shit like that. It's no prophecy, you know.
Right.
But it's also refreshing to watch a film about like biblical destruction and angels, and it isn't really that hardcore on the religious angle. Let's be honest. I mean, you could really kind of like you could have like pulled out God and just had it like, oh yeah, we're just flying things, and you really could have pulled the religion out of it, and it still would have been just the same film.
I wonder if
you would have lost a little depth, but you wouldn't have lost any of the main story.
So if the really hardcore religious right likes this movie.
No,
because well, no, hey, come on. They have Christian horror films that are very violent. Like they have movie House. It's pretty fucking violent, but it's a really terrible movie.
Are you challenging me to a Christian horror film?
I am not.
Because we still haven't done Black Roses.
We've never done Black Roses.
Oh God, I love that fucking movie.
But that is not a film that I mean, do you want to get into your challenges?
Well, let's rate the film. You said 5, right?
5.
Okay. I don't have, once again, IMDb sucks balls on my screen, so I don't have access to these demographics.
I don't understand why you don't.
I don't know either. You know what? I'm in Edge. That might be why.
Stop using Edge.
Hold on. Let me get into Chrome.
I got nothing but issues with Edge. I'm pushing it out to like 1,400 computers starting in February.
You know what? I'm giving it a shot on my new computer and on my new big screen.
And it works well, but it doesn't work well on everything.
I'm too embedded in Chrome to give it up, but I'm dancing back and forth. I want to see what Edge has to offer.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm going to use fuck Bing. Fuck Bing.
No.
Fuck Bing with a passion.
That's not a browser anyway. So
it's like Google, right?
It's a search engine.
Well, Google's a browser. Bing's technically a browser.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Internet Explorer is Microsoft's browser along with Edge.
Edge.
Yeah. Bing is a search engine. Google is a search engine, but also has a browser.
It's still better, obviously.
Come on. Get on the ball.
I'm working. I'm getting to IMDb on my Chrome. Give me 1 second. I'm going to delay this for a moment.
Then I'm going to let you do the numbers. because it's your thing.
Hopefully, if it works.
I mean, the numbers are my thing, but I have almost no interest in this.
Oh no, this is demographics. This is different than numbers.
It is different. The numbers are obviously heavily involved with it.
I love the demographics because I love the idea of the difference in ratings between like the young audience and the old audience.
5,000 people gave this movie a 1.
Especially now that I'm in a different group than you are.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Oh, fuck. Close. I don't give a shit.
5,000 people gave this movie a 1.
Here you go. Chrome. I can get into it now. All right.
Yes.
And again, they fucked up the demographics, so it's not as fun. But it's really like 5 and 6 across the board. Males and females. It's almost identical. Here's the big difference.
There's only a few hundred votes that separate 6 and a 5.
Yeah, here's the difference. 18 to 29, 30 to 44. They're the same. They're within 5. 5.2, 5.5, 5.8.
Right.
Under 18, we got 21 males and 7 females. That's it. But males have it at 4.9, females have it at 6.4. So women like this film more.
It's probably because of Paul Bettany's rock-hard abs.
Under 18 young girls, let's put it this way, young girls like this film more, possibly because of the female lead character being pregnant, maybe the hot guy. Hot angels fighting is always a good thing. There's that. But then if you go to 45 and over, which is my category now, not yours.
No.
There's a slight difference, but it's the same. Males 5.4, females 6.0. So the chicks really like chicks dig this film more. Actually, across the board, chicks dig this film more than men.
Yes, I'm looking at that. That is true.
Which is interesting. I feel that's interesting.
Yeah, it's females are rating this film closer to a 6. Males are rating this closer to a 5.
And even a little less.
Yeah.
The under 18 crowd. Yeah. I mean, if you average it out, there's only like half a degree difference. But if you look at the specific breakdown, women, the closest you get is 30 to 44. Like the women and men are almost the same at around. But really, it's around 5. It's a basic pattern. There's no reverse horseshoe. Nothing really. I have to check it real quick before we go any further. Hang on. Where is it? God damn it. You know, they do the different fucking setups here now, and I can't find my stuff. Where do they have the stuff now?
What stuff are you looking for?
I'm looking for the parental...
it's somewhere around the middle of the page.
I got trivia, quotes. Good. There's no real good trivia for this film. Except every other trivia is... Oh, yeah, they're all in the Fast and Furious.
So if you go down to where it says storyline, from the top, go down to storyline, and it's right there. It's like in that group, like with taglines and genres.
I got taglines, genres, motion picture rating, Parents Guide. Oh, I got it. I guys got to see this. Oh, wow. Well, too much violence and gore. I didn't even look.
What? Sex and nudity, mild.
Sex and nudity. The baby is seen covered in blood, but is quickly wrapped in blankets.
Topless nudity of men.
All right. Does a baby being born count as sex or nudity?
It counts as neither.
That's going a bit far.
And a guy without a shirt counts as nudity? Is that what they're saying?
Here we go. You got somebody counting stuff. 24 F words, 18 S words, and other swear words. Though God's name is used in vain sometimes, it isn't terrible, but isn't mild either. One use of cunt. And he doesn't say it's a C asterisk T, but I'm sure that doesn't mean Kurt. Or coat. It's definitely cunt. Some characters, including pregnant women, smoke and drink throughout the film.
Oh my God.
I love frightening intense scenes. That's the best one.
I mean, I get that it's a parental guide, but this film's rated fucking R.
But lots of fighting scenes, including a man continually trying to kill a baby, are intense and could be frightening to some.
There are 3 disturbing possessed characters. An elderly woman can come to a shock. The ice cream man may seem
Hold on.
very
What does that
scary.
even mean? The elderly woman can come to a shop.
I don't know.
Learn fucking English.
I'm just reading it as it is. The ice cream man may seem very scary to children as his arms and legs extend, giving him a very spider-like appearance. One possessed kid who tries to kill the baby with a knife.
Oh, by the way, possessed kid was so well done in this film.
I just want to play with your baby.
I just want to play with you. But they did that voice. I just want to play with your voice. Usually they give the kids like the high. Say, I just want to play with your baby. This one they just put the adult like that, not adult voice, but like a deep. I'm gonna kill you now. You're all gonna die. It's just like I like there was like
all right.
That deep. Dude, I was impressed. I thought they made a great choice with the voice for that. Like I was again the minute I saw it. Oh, great, demonic kid, great. It's like it's okay. I'm just gonna play with your baby. It's like, oh shit. That was like a special level of creepy. I'm in. Dude, really, I would recommend this film to people. I would say, hey, it's not great, but you know what? You're gonna enjoy some of it. Whatever.
The Prince Valiant haircut on the kid, I think, was creepier.
That too, yeah.
Lots of fighting scenes, including a man continually trying to kill a baby, are intense and could be frightening to some. Now, in my opinion, if the film's rated R, it shouldn't be allowed to have a parent's guide. It should just say, this film's rated fucking R. If you want to show it to your kids, then show it to your kids. We're not going to tell you what's in here. It's rated fucking R.
Here's one under violence and gore. Lots of violence, which includes many bloody shots. What does that fucking tell me?
Nothing.
Really? Why are you even bothering? That's just lazy.
It should just say rated R for violence, nudity, swearing, and that's it. That's what it should just say. Actually, there is no nudity. And a dude without a shirt doesn't fucking count. I'm sorry.
It really does, sir.
It really doesn't.
After the man explodes with pus and a character shields another and is killed. Period. That's it. The pus seems to be acidic and burns away his body, exposing ribs and his spine with blood. Do you really have to keep going after a man explodes with pus?
No, of course
And at
not.
that point, nothing else is topping that. That's just, yeah.
It's all good. This is rated a Peru 14.
A what?
Peru gave it a rating of 14, meaning like 14 and over.
Yeah, but I think
Canada
Peru's
gave
got-
it 13. They gave it like a PG-13 in Canada.
Well, because they're more real. They have less Christian idiots out there. And I'm not knocking Christian people, but honestly, if you're a Christian and you're not insane, look around you, because there's a good portion of your brethren that are fucking nuts.
It's PG,
and you need to separate yourself.
It's PG-13 in Singapore, and in Taiwan, it's an R12, whatever that fucking means.
R12?
Don't know what that
Wow.
means.
We
Restricted
just-
12 and over? I guess you got to be 12 to see it in Taiwan.
Takashi! Get over here. I'm not opening the fucking door. So we rated this, right?
We rated it a 5.
I hate to say it. I enjoyed it. It's like, I don't think it was that bad of a film. I thought it was a nice middle of the road. Okay, let's do a horror film.
It's average.
We got
5. I'm comfortable with a 5. It's average.
Little disappointed that at the last minute they decided to kill off the hot teenage girl. Not for any of the reason that I thought it was a bit unnecessary. But
yeah, it's not enough room in the car.
it's like, you know what, we're dedicated to this ending. We got one less person. Let's just I even like the whole big, I'm not even going to ruin it, the whole big ending, like the savior at the end. I thought that was cool. And I honestly, for a film involving God and angels, I thought it was pretty level-headed. I thought the message was clear, and I thought it showed like the dark side of religion, but at the same time, like a hopefulness to it and a rationality. I've seen worse.
I just don't like that actor.
Which one?
The Lucas Black, the kid, Jeep.
Oh yeah, I think you're really obsessed on him for all the wrong reasons.
Dude,
I don't know.
It's just you were
I
always,
feel like it's
you were always the one. We ain't gonna see you again. When you gonna come back?
I feel like you're being way unfair.
I'm sorry.
He's playing a character. He's trying to match Jeff Bridges. Not Jeff Bridges. Nah, the other one.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Same thing.
It's really not.
It's just almost. He's trying to match Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid's a professional, so he's really nailing it. So he's trying to cut him a little slack.
When you come back, I want to make sure I gotta make sure I got some beer for when you come back.
I live in Texas now, and I find it a little offensive. That's all I'm going to say.
I want to share a beer with you. Thank you for everything. These sweet tats are so cool. I am going to get so much pussy with all these fucking sweet tats you gave me.
I even like that they don't fully explain the tattoos.
Yeah, whatever.
They hint at it. It's like, learn to read the instructions. It's like instructions.
And then he's like, oh, look, the instructions.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, instructions. And that was it. It's not like, okay, now what do we have to do? It's like, I have no idea. They're instructions. That's it. I got to learn them. That's it. I really like the film pulled back on explaining too much. And that, I think, is what saved this film from being annoying and stupid, is the fact that it left enough open words that we're not going to explain everything. And sometimes that's really all you need for a film to really flow properly. And I think this film flowed properly. And that's the main thing I'm going to say about it.
All right.
It's not a good film, but
no,
damn it.
We've established that it's not a good movie.
I wouldn't say a bad film. Again, from watching the trailer, I was like, this is a piece of shit. And then I watched it, like...
No, I didn't walk away.
This isn't Drive Angry, where I'm like, oh, this film was fucking awesome. But it was like, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was okay. Yeah, I don't have to hate every film that's not fucking golden.
And I'm not saying that I hated this film, because I didn't either. But I know it's not. It's a bad movie. All right, so movie challenge time. So I got 3 films here that I came up with, and they are and I'm gonna. What did you just do to your head?
I don't know what I do.
I'm gonna let you pick.
Really?
I think I'm going to let you pick.
I don't know if you should do that.
No?
Well, your discretion.
There are 3 different connections. All 3 completely different connections.
All right, give me the first. Let me see if I can guess.
First one, the connection is the religious angle. End of the world.
Prophecy.
It is not the prophecy. That movie's too good.
2012.
It's not 2012.
Okay.
It stars a Gabriel. There's
Constantine.
No.
Damn it.
The actual actor's name is Gabriel.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh, no.
What?
Not End of Days.
End of Days.
No.
That's one choice.
Oh God, we have never done End of Days.
No, we've never done End of Days.
Wow. Oh. Ow. Okay. So, you're throwing Schwarzenegger films at me, are you? All right, I see how it's gonna go.
There's that. Okay, that's the religious
motherfucker.
End of the world apocalypse.
Ooh.
It's coming. Then there is an actor connection, a straight up actor connection, and that's Doug Jones.
Which one was Doug Jones?
He's the ice cream man.
Oh, the ice cream man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Hellboy.
It's not Hellboy.
And it's, well, we've already reviewed Shape of Water, so it's not that.
I mentioned it earlier in the podcast.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. It's Bye Bye Man.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's supposed to be pretty fucking terrible, too.
I would like doing that because I can repeatedly mention the author who I fell out with because...
Yeah, well, that's up to you.
Because I'm not a racist.
And then my actual challenge, this is the movie I picked.
Okay.
Which is the actor Lucas Black.
This is the one you want to actually challenge me to.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Okay, but I have other choices in case you feel that maybe one of the other 2 are better for the show. But this is actually my challenge to you. And it's Lucas Black It's an actor.
Who's Lucas Black?
Jeep.
Okay.
Okay. So he's got this always confused face. And the actor that he reminds me of that kind of has a similar fucking face.
Woody Harrelson.
Is Dean Stockwell. Okay. He played the best friend in the film Christine.
Dean Stockwell. It's sticking with me. I know who you're talking about. I know him from Christine, but what else has he been in?
He hasn't been in very much. Here, let me see if I can get you something else without giving you the challenge. Dean Stockwell.
Christine is a weird film.
Oh, no, that's not Dean Stockwell.
I didn't think
so. He was in Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
It's John Stockwell.
Thank you. Because Dean Stockwell, I was getting confused. All right, John Stockwell.
It's John Stockwell.
Yeah.
He was the best friend. He was the best friend in Christine. But he was also in a movie called Top Gun. He was the pilot in the very beginning of the movie that breaks down. He's like, he has a total mental like breakdown.
I only just saw that film like a couple years ago.
Oh, that's
so
right. You just saw it.
What?
That's right. You just saw it.
Holly made me watch it.
He hasn't really been in much. Christine and the film that I'm challenging you to are like the biggest things he's ever done. Yeah,
it's like I subject Holly to so much shit that when she says you're going to watch Top Gun, I'm like, all right, let's watch it. I can't argue. So give me a hint on this one you're challenging me to.
All right, so
John Stockwell.
So it's John Stockwell, and Lucas Black reminds me so much of John Stockwell. Just like the faces that he makes, always looking confused. I always felt that John Stockwell kind of made the same faces.
I'm trying to think of other films he's been in. Give me a hint.
So anyway, the film involves time travel.
Oh, I know what it is.
And it has...
I know what it... Stop.
Okay.
It's Philadelphia Experiment.
It is not Philadelphia Experiment.
What? Manhattan Project.
It is not the Manhattan Project.
Oh, no, it's the one where they go back and they get frozen, right?
Frozen?
Oh, different film. All right, I'm sorry.
So Dennis Hopper is in it.
Oh, fucking My Science Project. God damn it. I'm jumping around. Again, you say time travel, and my mind just starts flipping.
Yeah,
exactly. That's my fucking weak spot.
So that's my challenge to you.
Oh, My Science Project. That's a fucking classic.
It is a fucking classic. And I think it's a
when
film...
you're cool, the sun shine on you 24 hours a day.
I love the line later when he's... We should do this when we review it, but...
Oh, all right. If we
let's save it. Let's save it. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have... Dude, I already got 5 clips in my head that I need to play.
What kind of strange stuff? Like flying lawnmowers, weird kind of shit, You just flamed Fred Flintstone. How come you ain't looking like a pepperoni pizza yet?
That was the line I was going to do, the pepperoni pizza one.
I'm sorry. Water rush!
Stop, save it. Stop it.
Well, what else were you thinking of?
Well, those were the 3 movies.
Oh, those are 3 movies.
End of Days, Bye Bye Man, My Science Project. End of Days is the religious end of the world connection. My Science Project is that John Stockwell makes the same confused faces as Lucas Black, and I couldn't get it out of my head. And then it's a direct actor connection with Doug Jones being in Legion as the Ice Cream Man, and also in Bye Bye Man.
Those are all 3 good choices.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna have to leave you to make the final decision.
Well, I want to do My Science Project.
You know what? Let's do a bad movie that we like.
I think we'll be able to do quite a bit with it.
And I can guarantee you, whatever film I challenge you to is going to involve time travel.
It has to now.
And this might be our time. We might be doing time travel films until the Oscars.
Jesus Christ, I don't know about that.
It's possible.
I mean, there's no shortage of choices. Let's put it that way.
No.
Did I tell you that Danny is just on a hellbent marathon with the Back to the Future trilogy?
Yeah.
He is all about it. All about it. Oh, I think I did mention it last week because I said I went as Rick Sanchez, and the only thing I'd have to change in the costume is to white hair.
Right.
And I told him that he could be Marty McFly.
Yeah, he hasn't caught on the whole thing about sleeping with the mother, has he?
I don't think so.
A little young to start getting to Oedipus stuff this early.
He saw girl boobies for the first time today because we went to the Museum of Natural History.
Oh,
and
that was a mistake.
No, I don't think so. But it was just like, it was funny because we walked by one part of the exhibit and there's a girl with like this bone, and it was like the African part of the exhibit where it was like indigenous peoples, and it's like this girl has like the bone in her nose and she's totally naked except for like a real skimpy loincloth, and we just walk over to it and he just immediately puts his hand over his mouth. and then he covers his eyes and he's doing this like, but I want to peek. And then we're walking away and he's still staring at it, and I'm like, oh boy. And let me tell you something. This mannequin that they had, pretty fucking voluptuous. It wasn't like, okay. It was like, no, they were there.
Danny wasn't the only one looking, I see.
Because I was just more fascinated that he's seeing this for the first time.
Oh, sure, that's the excuse. Yeah.
Like I need to see a fucking naked mannequin. Stop it already.
Hey,
don't be silly.
Hey.
So I thought that was funny. No, but he hasn't caught on to, Marty, you shouldn't have sex with your mother. The space-time continuum, Marty. Anyhow. All right, let's end this fucking thing. I'm tired.
Oh, it's been a hell of a day.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. As always, thank you for joining us for yet another episode of Moviesucktastic, episode 285.
Fuck yeah.
We appreciate it. We should probably be somewhere around our milestone. I would say somewhere around our Oscar episodes.
I think
in
so.
February, March-ish. I don't know if we're going to do one of the Oscar films that are coming out as our 300th. I think we might have to, because we're going to be banging out 2 every week at that point.
Oh, we don't even know what the schedule change is going to be this year. So
yeah. No, I think it'll be normal this year. I think next year it's really going to fuck us up.
I don't know. I don't trust them at this point.
Or
They're
next year
too
is
desperate.
The Oscars, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Well, no, I said next year. It's like next year is the Oscars. I think 2020 is when they're going to fuck us up.
They're so desperate to change gears, and I just feel like this year I think it's going to be a fucking clusterfuck.
Well, I mean, it's tough enough that we do anywhere from 8 to 10 movies in 3 to 4 weeks.
I'll say this: the last couple of years, we've had really good films up for Oscars.
Yeah.
There's been very few films. This isn't like the fucking the Blind Side days.
And I've been looking at the movies that have been coming out lately, because they released them September, October, November, December for that Oscar push. And I think we're going to have a really good crop of films again.
It's refreshing. I mean,
I think we're going to have 2 musicals. I think we're going to have A Star Is Born.
Oh.
Well, when I say musicals, I mean films with music in them.
All right.
So it's going to be A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
I don't want to see that.
Well, I think it's going to be nominated for Best Picture.
I still don't want to see it.
And I think Bohemian Rhapsody is going to be nominated for Best Picture.
All right.
So I think those 2 probably are going to be nominated. I think, and those are music based. But I think it's going to. I think those both of those are going to be good.
As long as it isn't as obnoxious as fucking La La Land.
No, nothing nowhere near that. Essentially, A Star Is Born is a drama with a couple of songs in it.
But they've already
probably gonna have 4 or 5 songs in
the
there.
fucking film.
It is. Yeah, and I just had that conversation with someone recently. They're like, "Oh my God, I've never seen any of them." I'm like, "This is like the 4th or 5th time they've done this. They've been doing A Star Is Born since what, the 30s?"
Just tell me. Here's a tip: you don't have to see any of them.
No, you don't.
You really don't.
So anyway, because the music is coming to an end.
Oh.
Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Download the show there. Listen to the show there. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 o'clock and hang out with us while we review the film. You can go to iTunes and you can download or listen to the show there as well. You can go to our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. Everything we post, from trailers to when we go live to just anything that fancies us movie-wise, entertainment-wise, goes there. You can go to our Tumblr page at Moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. If you want to leave us email, the address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, it's 908-514-4470. I just want to say sorry, Gino, that voicemail, it said it's 0 seconds long. I think it's a Skype problem, not a voicemail problem. And,
damn it, Gino!
The music has faded out, unfortunately, but I'll keep going. You can also go to... you can go get the free Android app for your Android device. Thank you. It's 100% free. Everything I just said is in there. And that about does it. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Sorry. We're closed.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week when we review my science project.
Woo! Water rush!
All right, everybody. Bye-bye.